Good morning everyone, myself Indranil Mandal, Assistant Professor in Mechanical Engineering Department. Today I am going to present an important topic, engine cooling system related to automobile engineering and internal combustion engines. Let's start the session. Basic introduction of engine cooling system. It is a system which is used to keep engine from getting not too hot and at the same time not to keep it too cool either. During heat rejection process of converting thermal energy to mechanical energy, high temperatures are produced in the cylinders of the engine as a result of the combustion process. A large portion of the heat from the gases of combustion is transferred to the cylinder head and walls, piston and valves. Unless this excess heat is carried away and these parts are adequately cooled, the engine will be damaged. A cooling system must be provided not only to prevent damage to the vital parts of the engine, but the temperature of these components must be maintained within certain limits in order to obtain maximum performance from the engine. Adequate cooling is then a fundamental requirement associated with reciprocating internal combustion engines. Hence, a cooling system is needed to keep the engine from not getting so hot as to cause problems and yet to permit it to run hot enough to ensure maximum efficiency of the engine. The duty of cooling system, in other words, is to keep the engine from getting not too hot and at the same time not to keep it too cool either. Characteristics of an efficient cooling system. The main two characteristics desired of an efficient cooling system are: it should be capable of removing about 30% of heat generated in the combustion chamber while maintaining the optimum temperature of the engine under all operating conditions of the engine. Second, it should remove heat at a faster rate when engine is hot. However, during starting of the engine, the cooling should be minimum so that the working parts of the engine reach their operating temperatures in a short time. These are the main characteristics of an efficient cooling system. Types of cooling systems. In order to cool the engine, a cooling medium is required. This can be either air or a liquid. Accordingly, there are two types of systems in general use for cooling the internal combustion engines. They are liquid cooling or indirect cooling system, air cooling or direct cooling system. Liquid cooling system. A liquid is circulated around the cylinders and absorbs heat from the cylinder walls, valve ports and cylinder head. In this system, mainly water is used and made to circulate through the jackets provided around the cylinder head, valve ports and seats where it extracts most of the heat. This is a schematic diagram of water circulating passages. That is, water jacket is shown in this figure. It consists of a long flat thin walled tube with an opening facing the water pump outlet and a number of small openings along its length that direct the water against the exhaust valves. The tube fits in the water jacket and can be removed from the front end of the block. The heat is transferred from the cylinder walls and other parts by convection and conduction. The liquid becomes heated in its passage through the jackets and is in turn cooled by means of an air-cooled radiator system. The heat from liquid in turn is transferred to air, hence it is called the indirect cooling system. Water cooling can be carried out by any one of the following methods: thermosiphon system, evaporative cooling system, pump or forced circulation system and pressure cooling system. Let's discuss one by one. Thermosiphon system. The basic principle of thermosiphon can be explained with respect to this figure. Heat is supplied to the fluid in the tank A. Because of the relatively lower density, the hot fluid travels up, its place being taken up by comparatively cold fluid from the tank B through the pipe P2. The hot fluid flows through the pipe P1 to the tank B, where it gets cooled. Thus, the fluid circulates through the system in the form of convection currents. For engine application, tank A represents the cylinder jackets, while tank B represents a radiator, and water acts as the circulating fluid. In order to ensure that coolest water is always made available to cylinder jackets, the water jackets are located at a lower level than the radiator. The main advantages of the system are its simplicity and automatic circulation of cooling water. The main limitation of the system is its inability to meet the requirement of large flow rate of water, particularly for high output engines. Pump or forced circulation system. This system is used in a large number of automobiles like cars, buses, and even heavy trucks. Here, flow of water from radiators to water jackets is by convection assisted by a pump. The main principle of this system is explained with this block diagram. The water or coolant is circulated through jackets around the parts of the engine to be cooled, and is kept in motion by a centrifugal pump which is driven by the engine. The water is passed through the radiator, where it is cooled by air drawn through the radiator by a fan and by the air draft due to the forward motion of the vehicle. A thermostat is used to control the water temperature required for cooling. This system mainly consists of 4 components: radiator, fan, water pump, and a thermostat. Radiator. The purpose of radiator is to provide a large amount of cooling surface area so that the water passing downward through it in thin streams is cooled efficiently. To accomplish this, there are many possible arrangements. One such arrangement is shown in this figure. The radiator consists essentially of an upper tank, that is header tank, and a lower tank. The upper tank in some design may contain a removable filter mesh to avoid dust particles going into the radiator while filling water in the radiator. Between the two tanks is the core or radiating element. The upper tank is connected to the water outlets from the engine jacket by rubber hose, and the lower tank is connected by another rubber hose to the jacket inlet through the pump. Radiator cores are classified as tubular or cellular. A tubular radiator consists of large number of elliptical or circular brass tubes pressed into a chamber of suitable punched brass fins. The tubes are fine to guard against corrosion and are staggered. The main disadvantage is the great inconvenience to repair any of the damaged tubes, but initial cost of the system is comparatively less. The other type of radiator core arrangement called honeycomb or cellular radiator core is used. In this case, the water is used for cooling should be soft. If hard water is used, it forms sediments on water jackets and tubes, which acts as insulator and make the cooling inefficient. If soft water is not available, 30 grams of sodium bichromate should be added for every 10 liters of water. Fan. The fan mounted on the impeller spindle driven by a suitable belt pulley arrangement. It draws air through the spaces between the radiator tubes, thus bringing down the temperature of the water appreciably. Pump. The pump maintains the circulation of the water through the system. The bottom of radiator is connected to the suction side of the pump. The power is transmitted to the pump spindle from a pulley mounted on the end of the camshaft or crankshaft. A positive supply of water is achieved in all conditions by centrifugal pump placed in this system. This ensures good velocity of water circulation. Consequently, less quantity of water and a smaller radiator would suit the purpose. A pump is mounted conventionally on the engine and driven by the crankshaft with a fan pole. adjustable packing glands are provided on the driving shaft to prevent water leakage. Lubrication of bearings is done by using high melting point grease. In certain cases, special buses are used which do not require lubrication. In case of multi-cylinder engines, an header is usually employed to provide equal distribution of water to all the cylinders. The header is supplemented by tubes or ducts which give high rate of flow around critical sections of the engine, such as the exhaust valve seats. This system is employed on most diesel and automotive spark ignition engines. The rate of circulation is usually 3 to 4 liters per minute per kilowatt. In some engines, the pump is installed between the outlet of the radiator and the engine block and forces cool water from the radiator into the engine jacket. On automobiles, however, this arrangement would result in such a low location of the pump that the fan could not be well placed on the pump shaft. A disadvantage of this installation would seem to be that in case of loss of water, circulation stops as soon as the level drops to the bottom of the cylinder head jacket, while with the pump in the supply line continues as long as there is any water left in the system. Thermostat. Whenever the engine is started from cold, the coolant temperature has to be brought to the desired level in order to minimize the warm-up time. This can be achieved by a thermostat fitted in the system which initially prevents the circulation of water below a certain temperature through the radiator so that the water gets heated up quickly. When the preset temperature is reached, the thermostat allows the water to flow through the radiator. Usually a below type thermostat is used, the details of which are shown in this figure. In modern engines, a wax element type thermostat is normally employed. The unit consists of a closed bellows with volatile liquid under reduced pressure. When the bellows is heated, the liquid vaporizes and creates enough pressure to expand the bellows. The movement of bellows operates a linkage which opens the valve. When the unit is cooled, the gas condenses, the pressure is reduced and the bellows collapses to close the valve. So this is a schematic diagram of thermostat system. This is water pump, this one is thermostat, this one is upper tank, down flow radiation, air flow, this is fan, lower tank and lower radiator hose, and this is the cylinder head water jacket. This is another schematic diagram. This is a water pump, I have already told. So these are all about this system, engine cooling system. This is cooling fan shaft, cooling fan plate and radiator. This is all about engine cooling system. If you like this video, please subscribe my channel. In my next video, I will continue other types of engine cooling systems. Please stay connected. Thank you very much.